Hi, Ms. Heidi. This is Robert Hess. My brother Michael's in the back. I taught Michael tenderfoot requirement 4A using the EDGE method, and this video is for the, I'll be quizzing him on for questions that apply for the requirement, and Michael's going to answer to the best of his ability. I already explained to him and demonstrate him how to do these, but he's just going to answer these questions. Okay, so the first one is about simple cuts and scrapes. So Michael, how do you treat a small cut before putting on a Band-Aid? Do you wash it with soap and water, wash it with water or no soap, or just make it bleed and let the blood flow and wash out in the dirt?
Wash it with soap and water.
Yep, wash it with soap and water. Is it okay to apply antiseptic to a cut before putting on a bandage?
Yes.
Yes. What if the person with the cut is all sweaty and the bandage comes off? Would plan B be to start all over and hope that the next bandage will stay on, or put tape on the bandage for extra sticky?
Tape.
Yep, good. The next category is blisters on the hand and foot. There are 2 recommendations in the Scout Handbook that are about preventing blisters. I have 6 listed here. Only 2 of them are correct. And when I say one of them, you're going to tell me if you think that is correct or incorrect. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. Always wear sneakers. Only boots can cause blisters.
No.
No? Good. Shoes and boots are okay, but only if they fit correctly and are broken in.
Yes.
Good. Dry socks are best, so change socks if yours become sweaty or wet.
Yes.
Wool socks always cause blisters, so first put on a pair of smooth liners and pull the wool socks over the liners.
No.
Try toughening your feet by soaking them in salt water. Good. All right. So, if you get a blister, the Scout Handbook tells you to not pop it because they're worried about bacterial infection, and recommends covering it with a piece of moleskin. What do you think a moleskin is? Is it a super soft skin from a common garden mole, or is it a super soft cloth that's woven and so tightly that it's smooth as silk?
Yeah, I think it's the second option.
Yep, the second option. Okay. Sometimes it's pretty clear that a blister is about to pop on its own, and so you decide you might as well do it yourself. The handbook gives 4 steps. Which step below is fake? So when I read them off, you're going to say if it's fake or true. Number 1, start by washing the area with soap and water.
Yes, that's true.
Get a pin and sterilize it with alcohol or a match flame.
Yes.
Prick the blister from the side and press out the fluid.
Yes.
Sterilize the tip of your pocket knife blade and cut away the loose skin.
No.
Treat the deflated blister like a normal cut with antibiotic and a bandage.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, the next category is minor burns and scalds. First degree burns are the least serious and are considered minor. The handbook suggests 2 treatments. Which one is fake? Same as last time. Use cold water or a cold wet cloth.
Yeah.
Use an ice pack.
Yes.
Apply a lotion that contains aloe vera.
No.
Good. Why is sunburn classed together with other first degree burns? Option A, like other first degrees, it is treated with an ice pack.
Yeah.
Option B, yeah, that's correct, so I'll just move on. Bites or stings of insects and ticks is the next category. The bites and stings of certain insects, spiders, and can be very painful. Some may cause infection. Bee and wasp stings are especially painful. What can you do to relieve the pain? Can you cover the sting with an ice pack? Take an aspirin tablet, or is there nothing you can do for the pain?
The first option.
Good. When a bee or wasp stings you, sometimes the stinger is left behind in your skin like a splinter. What's a good way to remove it? Option A, the stinger should only be removed by a doctor. Or B, You should be able to scrape it away with the edge of a credit card, or don't bother.
Second option.
Yes. Alright. Some people are super allergic to bee stings and could have a terrible reaction called anaphylactic shock. The first sign is difficulty with breathing. The handbook suggests 2 treatments. Which one is fake? So you're going to say whether it's fake or true. Call 911 right away.
That is true.
With luck, the victim will have his own EpiPen. Take it from him and follow the instructions.
That's false.
Yep. Give the victim a Benadryl tablet. That's what people take to relieve other kinds of allergic reactions, such as high fever.
Yeah, that's good.
Alright, good. Ticks are small, blood-sucking insects that bury their tiny heads in the skin. If you find one on you, how do you remove it so you don't leave the head behind? Do you grasp the body with a tweezer and gently pull it away from the skin? Do you cover it with Vaseline? Or do you light a match and then blow it out?
The first option.
Good. The next category is venomous snake bites. Okay. I'm going to name 8 things that you must do when for a victim of a venomous snake bites. You're gonna say whether they're true or false. I'm gonna give you a scenario, and you're gonna say that you do this or you don't do this. Does that make sense? All right. Number 1. Have them lie down with the bite lower than the rest of the body and keep him calm.
Yeah, that's good.
Good. Find a doctor and get medical help as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Treat for shock.
Yes.
Wash the wound.
Yes.
Remove rings and other jewelry that might cause problems if they get in the way of swelling.
Yes.
Cut an X over each fang mark and suck out the venom.
No.
Apply ice to reduce the swelling.
Yes.
If within 3 minutes of the bite, apply a venom extractor device for 10 minutes.
Yes.
No. Alright. Next category is nosebleed. Okay. How do you position a victim who has a nosebleed so that the blood doesn't drain down his throat? Have him lie on his stomach, have him sit up and lean slightly forward, or have him lie on his back with his head to one side?
Second option.
Good. The handbook has 3 things that can be done together to help stop a nosebleed. You're going to tell me if what I'm about to say is true or false. The victim should use one hand to pinch his own nostrils together on the soft area just below the bone.
Yes.
Have the victim blow his nose to get some of the excess blood out of the way.
No.
The victim should use a finger to apply pressure on his upper lip, just below the nose.
Yeah.
All right. While the victim is applying pressure to his nose, you can hold a cold, wet cloth to the victim's nose and the surrounding areas.
Yeah.
All right. Next category is frostbite. Assume you are with a buddy in cold weather and he complains that his ears, nose, fingers, or toes are numb. What emergency condition do you have to watch for? Do you think he may have the flu, frostbite, or that his clothing is too tight? Frostbite. All right. Assume you are with a buddy in cold weather and you notice grayish white patches on his ears, nose, or cheeks. What emergency condition do you have to watch for? Do you have to watch for tuberculosis, sunburn, or frostbite?
Frostbite.
If your buddy gets frostbite, the Scout Handbook gives you several things you can do to help. You're gonna say whether these next things are true or false. Get him into a warm tent or building.
Yes.
Thaw the frostbitten area by covering it with your warm hand.
True.
Thaw the frostbitten area by tucking it into your warm armpit.
True.
Thaw the frostbitten area by holding it against your warm bare belly.
Yes. True.
Thaw the frostbitten area by rubbing or massaging it.
False.
Thaw the frostbitten area by holding it in warm, not hot water. True. Good. Alright. Assume that you have managed to get your buddy's frostbitten fingers or toes warmed up again. Is it okay for him to exercise his fingers or toes? No. Good. The reason why is because the flesh has been badly injured and should be kept still so it doesn't make things worse. Next category is choking. The typical choking victim face turns red as he clutches his throat to show that he can't breathe. Which of these would be recommended to treat? The Heimlich maneuver, CPR, or mouth-to-mouth rescue breathing?
First option.
Yes. When a victim is choking on food, it's like a cork stuck in a plastic bottle. If you squeeze the bottle just right, the cork will fly out. What's the right kind of squeeze to use in the Heimlich maneuver? Will you pound the victim on his back? A sharp inward thrust driving your hands up under the victim's ribcage? Or a slow and steady squeeze around the victim's midsection?
The second option.
Yes. The Heimlich maneuver calls for you to get behind the victim. Put your arms around him, clasp your hands together, and give 5 sharp squeezing thrusts. Where do your hands go before you squeeze? Should they be flat against his ribs at about the same level as his heart? One of your fists should be just below his sternum in the V-shaped area where his ribs spread out, or the knuckle of your thumb should be just above his belly button.
Second option.
Yes. All right. The next category is venomous snake bites. Over the years, researchers have gotten smarter about treating snake bites. Many years ago, scout handbooks used to give these steps, but they no longer do so. We don't use a razor or knife to cut X's on the fang marks. We don't suck out the venom with our mouths, and we don't apply a tourniquet. All right. So now you have true or false questions. True or false? Cutting X's will do more harm than good.
Yes. True.
True or false? Sucking out venom will probably cause you problems.
True.
True or false? Applying a tourniquet will do more harm than good.
True.
Good. And that is everything. So thank you so much, and we look forward to the next requirement.